Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de. So, my wife has started a local burger tour of the area, and she's developed her own very specific criteria as to what makes a good burger. Oh, yeah, that all American goodness. So, today I figured I'd just talk about how I am silently judging how she explicitly judges burgers. Yeah, XenPuck here. So my wife is like totally a real American, okay? I think you can fill in the blanks as to what I mean by that. Hey now, don't go thinking something I wouldn't. And part of her Americana appeal is that she really mostly only loves beef, okay? Out of all the meats. And burgers are kind of her thing. She loves making them, she loves eating them, so since we are both early retired now, she's been going through our Texan City on a leisurely burger tour, in the hopes that she can find a few joints at least that makes a burger that she likes more than the ones that she makes. This is actually harder than it might seem, since she loves this specific food item so much, okay? I joke with her that her standard for burgers is kind of like my standard for fried rice. I mean, it's not that I dislike most of the dish that I do eat. It's just that it's hard to get over the thousands of repetition that I've already experienced in this specific narrow culinary field, okay? I'm sure we all have that item that we know and love very well, and that there's probably also some sentimental attachment that go along with that. Hard to beat that whole home cooking thing, especially when the dish in question is easily replicable, right? Via, ingredients from any normal supermarket, okay? So tangent aside today, I am not judging the actual item of the humble hamburger, but how my wifey judges them, based on the meat, the package it comes in, and what she refers to as the X factor, right? I find it mildly amusing how I differ from how she views this specific staple dish. Now, maybe I'm off my rockers, but hey, that's the joy of being able to rant about whatever I want, isn't it? Anyway, if you enjoy some random rants from a dude with clearly no production skills, like, subscribe, share, comment, or whatever. I'll be great regardless, because I just do these for funsies. Hit that bell icon, subscribe, all that. I don't even know where the bell icon is, but I'm sure you know that better than me. Now, number one, of course, the star of the show, at least for my wifey, right? And that is the beef, right? For her, she judges the patty based on beefiness and juiciness. Beefiness, I guess, is pretty easy for even me to understand, though I have to say the only time I've thought, oh, this particular patty is spectacularly more beefy than the others that I've had, that was when we picked a Wagyu patty, okay? Now, even in that instance, I thought maybe, the patty is just significantly fattier than usual. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that patty, okay? But in my mind, is beefiness just extra fattiness? I have no idea, okay? And my wifey can't really explain it any more than calling it beefiness either, okay? Now, what's more interesting is the second patty criteria that she has, called juiciness, okay? I also find this somewhat more convoluted. Now, for a regular style patty, I can understand what she means, right? Don't overcook it. But what about things like smash burgers or Juicy Lucy's, right? In both of these cases, we're dealing with essentially intentionally more browned and thinner surface areas for both of these types of constructions, right? So how does a patty stay juicy in those cases? The reality is that I think my wifey is just such a hamburger purist that she's really only thinking about the standard style, beef patties, right? Thus ignoring all the various bastardized versions of burger patties that may be popular these days. What a shame. I mean, not only are we going with a staple, but the patty has to be kind of basic as well? Oh my god. My wifey, she's so regular American. Now, her next two criteria, I'm going to roll into one as well, okay? She calls them biteability and bun integrity, okay? Now, I might have helped come up with these specific terms, but to me, they both really refer to how well a burger can be contained, right? Like the packaging. both imply about how stacked a burger can get with all the elements have been, added together. Now, I think for my wifey, who's like a normal-sized human who wants to eat a burger with her hands instead of utensils, she gets very annoyed if a burger is like too tall, right, too stacked, like there's too much stuff, looking more like a tower than a burger, because then she can't reasonably take a human-sized bite, right? That's minus points on biteability, obviously. I'm probably minus points on bun integrity as well. Now, let's be honest, we've all had a moment when biting into a burger, some pickles or tomato slices, or maybe just sauce that would end up spilling out the other end, right? And it can get pretty messy. Me personally, though, I don't really mind, a tower of a burger rather than like a regular sized burger. I do mind bun integrity in a different way, though. What I mean is I just don't want my burger buns to hold things. I want it to actually be able to absorb like the juices or the sauces or the moisture content of all of the burger elements, right? Here, I think my wifey and I just differ, right? She will always go with a very standard brioche bun when she's making burgers. And I keep trying to get her to make my burger at least with a harder bread, like a ciabatta bun. After all, since I want more burger toppings than her, there's usually just more stuff for the bun to actually absorb, right? Instead, standard burger buns inevitably break apart by the time you're eating the last third, right? Why can't more Americans get on board with harder breads to circumvent this major burger tragedy? Finally, I had wifey put in this last criteria that we're calling X factor as a catch-all for what could make each restaurant burger different than what, she's used to, right? Frankly, this criteria doesn't really get too much use. This is because for her burger tour at each individual establishment, she's getting their signature burger, and oftentimes the signature burger is like the most basic burger. I mean, I guess that makes sense after all. My wifey is the archetypical burger lover, and she most often wants a standard burger anyway. But honestly, kind of a waste of a criteria, so I'll just expound on what I would do differently if this burger tour was done by, me instead. I mean, come on, I would order like the weirdest burger every establishment has on sale. Let's go crazy with it. You could put in just raw onion rings, throw in a fried egg, avocados, bacon, foie gras, whatever. Just stack them all on top of there. Oh my god. My wifey can hardly decipher the house special sauces most burger joints use, probably because they're all some sort of mayo ketchup combination, right, with maybe some additional spices. And these are just not that different than what she normally uses. Now, the sauces, I think, can also go way crazier, right? Why isn't a more common burger sauce like horseradish or Worcestershire or sriracha even, right? I mean, to be frank, I feel like on my personal burger tour, the X Factor criteria will probably be the largest differentiator, but that's probably because I just don't have a great love of beef patties like my wife does, right? So it's really all the other toppings that end up making or breaking a burger for me. Does anyone else feel that same way? I'm just curious. Now, in conclusion, don't get me wrong, I'm having a ball watching my wifey go through burger after burger and just being so judgmental about all of them, okay? So far, I feel like we've gone to like a handful of places and only one burger that she says she has so far liked better than her homemade version. That's a 20% success rate, and yet she continues to be hopeful that the next place might still surprise or delight her. I mean, there's a reason that I've never ordered fried rice at a restaurant if I can help it. It's probably because, I feel like there's probably the same small chance that I would like it better than the ones that I can already make, right? But hey, who knows? Maybe she's right, and we'll be surprised again soon, right? Now, for the world out there, what's the best burger you've had, and why did you like it better than the rest of them? Till next time, cheers, à la prochaine.